Silly nothings. I'll bet you $70,100,000 that you've never seen a silly nothing. Well, you're going to see one right now. But silly nothings move very, very fast. So if you want to see one, pay attention. Do what I say and be very, very quick. Do you hear those notes? Well, just listen. And every time you hear those notes, look behind you or under a chair or right beside the record player. And you'll see a silly nothing. Okay, are you ready? Now get all set, because you have to be very, very quick. Look behind you, quick! There, did you see that big green one? You missed him? Oh, he was covered all over from head to dot with orange polka tails. Head to tail with orange polka dots. Well, now maybe this time you should look over by the door. No, up a little higher. Some of these silly nothings are very tall. Yes, that's better. Right there now. Don't move your eyes even a teeny weeny bit. You ready? Okay, listen for the 3 funny notes. There he is! 7 feet tall! You didn't see him? Well, he didn't get over near the door. He was looking at the record player. Oh, listen, don't feel so bad. After all, if you actually saw a silly nothing, he wouldn't really be a silly nothing anymore. He'd be a silly something. I'll tell you what. If you stop feeling bad and smile, come on, smile. I'll tell you some silly stuff with numbers. It's not much fun to be a 1, but I'd rather be a 1 than none. I can count to 2, can you count to 2, 2? Me? I can count to 3. When it's 4 o'clock, it's more o'clock than 3 o'clock. A 5 is an old 4. Silly backwards talk. Backwards talk ever you did? That's, did you ever talk backwards? Backwards. Nice are you, think I. That's, I think you are nice. Now, here's some silly backwards talk put to music. The things I like to eat best for fast break are juice, orange, meal, oat, and cake pans. If you sing the silly backwards talk forward, it sounds like this. The things I like to eat best for breakfast are orange juice, oatmeal, and pancakes. But I like it backwards better, don't you? Good. Then here it is again. The things I like to eat best for fast break are juice, orange, meal, oat, and cake pans. And I also like toast French. Silly London bridges. London Bridge is falling up, falling up, falling up. London Bridge is falling up, my fair pickle. London Bridge is falling sideways, falling sideways, falling sideways. London Bridge is falling sideways, my fair nickel. London Bridge is falling backward, falling backward, falling backward. London Bridge is falling backward, my fair tomato. Here are some silly names to call people and things. If you want to have a silly time and make some silly fun, don't call anybody by their right name. Call them by a different one. Like this. Call your mommy, daddy, call your daddy, mommy. Now isn't that a silly thing to do? Call your doggy, Horseface, call your brother, Egg Drop, and if you have a sister, call her Goo. Call your milk, peanut butter, call your chair a table, call the ceiling in this room a wall. Call cauliflower carrots, call carrots peaches, and call yourself whatever you want to call yourself. Okay, here's a silly recipe. R-E-C-I-P-E. You know what a recipe is, don't you? That's how Mommy cooks things. All those words on boxes and in cookbooks, they tell her what to do. Silly recipe. Cook 3 pieces of spaghetti in a pan of water for 2 years. Add 1 tablespoonful of chocolate syrup. Mix well. Spread on bread and freeze. Feed to teddy bear. There! Did you see him? Another silly nothing with red and white stripes. He peeked right in the window. You missed him? Oh. Well, maybe this'll cheer you up. Here's a silly please, a silly thank you, and a silly you're welcome. Are you ready? Okay, here we go. A silly please. Cheese, please, Louise. A silly thank you. Thank you very, Mary Mush. A silly you're welcome. You're welly, welcome. Cheese, please, Louise. Thank you very, Mary Mush. You're welly, welcome. Silly poem. Black is really white. White is really black. I have 15 fuzzy feet, and I hide them in a sack.
Me too.
H-O-T spells cold. D-O-G spells cat. 2 and 2 are 5. And what do you think of that?
I think it's pretty silly.
Me too.
Me 3.
Short means something tall. Round means something square. I've never seen a mean green bean. And you know what? I don't care.
Me too.
Me 3.
Me 4.
You 4 what?
I forgot. Well, the silly record is almost over, so I think I will tell you a silly goodnight song. Then after I tell it to you, you can teach it to your mommy and daddy, because they have to help you say it, or else it won't be the right silly goodnight song. Okay? First you have to say, good mommy night, good daddy night. And mommy has to say, now be sure to brush your bed. Then daddy says,
And go right to teeth.
now we'll sing it. And then you can teach it to mommy, who is really daddy, and daddy, who is really mommy, and Egg Drop, who is really brother, and Goo, who is really sister, and Horseface, who is really doggy, except that Egg Drop and Goo and Horseface don't get to say anything in the silly goodnight song because it's really only for you and mommy and daddy. So here it is. Good mommy night, good daddy night. Be sure to brush your bed and go right to teeth. Would you like to know how to make the silly goodnight song even sillier than it already is silly? Sing it every morning when you get up. Good mommy night, good daddy night. Be sure to brush your bed and go right to teeth. Say, I'd like you to meet all the silly instruments that help make this silly record. Okay? Here they are. The flugelhorn.
The contrabassoon.
The glockenspiel. And the clarinet. Well, that's all the silly stuff I can think of. Oh, but wait. Before you turn off the record player, you have to remember that nothing on this record is real. All of it is silly. The end. Hello.
Yeah! Don't let me startle you. I'm just doing the rebel yet.